Hi again, we're on page 3 of the Unit 4 study guide. I'm going to work out numbers 15 through 20, and please don't hesitate to ask me any questions after you watch this video. Alright, number 15. We are finding the discriminant of each quadratic equation, and then we're going to state the number and type of solutions. If you look back at your discriminant notes, up at the top of those notes, it's the quadratic formula notes up at the top. Talks about the discriminant, and it tells you how that number is going to give you some insight as to what kind of answers you're going to have, what type of solutions we're going to get. So your discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. It's just the part underneath the square root. So you're not doing the whole quadratic formula with this. You're just doing that part under the square root. You do want to make sure that you set your equation equal to 0 first. Make sure that you do that. Okay, so notice, see, this one's got a 10 right here. We're gonna have to subtract 10 before we start doing anything. And this one has a -2. We're gonna have to add -2 to both sides before we can do anything. So let's go ahead, subtract 10. This becomes 4n squared minus 8n plus 4 equals 0. Okay, a is 4, b is -8, and c is 4. Okay, so remember, we're only doing b squared minus 4ac. b squared minus 4ac. So that's going to be -8 squared minus 4 times 4 times another 4. Okay, so this -8 squared is positive 64 minus 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So this comes out to be 0. When your discriminant comes out to be 0, that means you're only going to have one real solution. Go ahead and look back at those quadratic formula notes. It's going to give you all of the information there. If this comes out to be 0, this is one real solution. All right, number 16. You're done with 15. Now we can go on. Add 2 to both sides. So this becomes 3m squared minus m minus 4 equals 0. So a equals 3, b equals -1, and c equals -4. Okay, we're doing just b squared minus 4ac. So you're going to do -1 squared minus 4 times 3 times -4. This is 1, and then this is minus 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times -4 is -48. Okay, if you need to pause the video and punch these in your calculator, go ahead and do that. Okay, because you want to make sure that you're understanding where all these are coming from. And if you need to pause the video, do that so that you can think about the process for this. All right, so negative is positive. 1 plus 48 is 49. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter what the number is, but we need to look at if it's positive or negative. So this is a positive 49. Anytime you get a number, no matter what the number is, it doesn't matter what the number is. If you get something bigger than 0, a positive number, that means you're going to have two real solutions. Okay, now let's move on to 17. This 17 through 20 is no longer doing the discriminant. These are just given the roots, which are the same as the solutions, which are the x-intercepts, which are the zeros, that all means the same thing. You're going to state the factors. So this is how this works. You would have x equals 3, and then you would have x equals -2. We're working backwards when we're doing these right now. So if you were to look at, let's see, looks like on page 2, numbers 5 through 8. Numbers 5 through 8, you were finding the zeros. Now in 17 through 20, I'm giving you the zeros. I'm giving you the roots, and you have to tell me what the factors would be. So the factors are always the opposite sign. Okay? So So if your answer
is x equals 3, your factor, remember we write factors in parentheses, that would be x minus 3. Because this is a positive, that would turn negative. And then if your answer is x equals negative 2, your factor would be x plus 2. Okay? That's all you have to do for that. Just remember that the factors are the opposite sign, and you're good to go. You're done. Number 18, same thing. Given the roots, state the factors. So this is x equals 0, and this also means x equals 5. Okay? So these are the solutions. The factors have the opposite sign. So I put parentheses because that's how I write my factors. This will be x minus 0, which is the same as just saying x, right? And then you can put parentheses if you want to. And then x equals 5 would be x minus 5. Or we could write it like this. And that's your answer. Those are your factors. Number 19. Given the roots of the equation, state the factors. So if you have x equals 2 and x equals negative 1, your factors will be in parentheses x, that's a positive 2, so this will be a minus 2. And since this is negative, this will be x plus 1. And that's it for that one. All right, one more, number 20. X equals negative 5, and you got x equals negative 8. So your factors will have parentheses around them. If the root is at negative 5, then the factor will be x plus 5. Good. And then if the root is at negative 8, the factor will be x plus 8. And that is 15 through 20.